Hello, spiritual aspirant. Peace be upon you all. My name is Aunt Haratu. I welcome you to my channel, Aunt Haratu. It has been a while since my last video I did on summoning spirit. With my method, I have named it Dream Invocation. My brother, I have been ever ready to teach you a simple method I myself have used and it has worked for me. I have given to people. I have taught people about it. It has worked for them. I am also teaching you here on internet, here in YouTube. Please kindly subscribe to my channel and Taratu. If you have questions, any comment, suggestion, we are ready. You are ever ready to assist you with every question, every problem you are having. Kindly write to us on the number on the screen through WhatsApp. You can also comment on our YouTube comment section. My brother, today we have another topic to treat about incense. Previously, we have taught you that with my method, you don't need candle. I have explained to you. I explained to you that if you are using candle for use as a scrying tool, like a rod, like crystal ball, black mirror, it is okay. But if you are using candle light, as without it, the entity will not respond to you. That one there is out of the equation with my method. I have also taught you about the use of offerings given to the entity, the spirits. I told you that offering is not necessarily in my method, because I have personally asked the entities. They say they don't need the offerings. The offerings we are giving to them is not what they are required. What they require from us is to just give them publicity, tell people about their good deeds. I have taught you the use of special clothes, the use of altar, and many things. Yes, candle, incense is also playing part in spirit ceremony. Religious people burn incense. Spiritual workers also burn incense. In our day-to-day activities, we burn incense, especially in our home. When we feel the home is the odor of the home is bad, we burn incense. The spiritualist, when he want to do a spiritual work, he burn incense. So incense have become a vital point, a key point in spiritual work. As I have already told you, let us go back and check everything our forefather left to us in our spiritual books. Let's check it and see how the actual meaning or the true function of that thing. You have to recheck and see the true function of all that things, my brother. Yes, it is true. It is true that you can use incense in spiritual working and you get results from it. But it is also true that you also you work with spirits without incense and you get a good result of it. So you may think that I'm getting help from the spiritual entities, from the angels, from the non-angelic entities, because of the incense I'm burning, this particular incense. I do remember in my old days, I used to move from place to place just to get a good incense to use for my spiritual work. Later, when I realized that all these things is just have its different meaning, some of the spiritualists don't know. But with Without it, you can also do your work, but we still follow it, looking for it. Let me assure you one thing. If you want to follow my method, please understand that incense is not needed. With many years working with incense, I was able to find the way incense is good way to use incense in spirit ceremony. It's true that some people use incense as a manifesting tool, that they burn incense with in a large scale to get a large smoke, so that the smoke will form the form of the entity. And it is true, some people are using it, but for myself, I haven't tried it yet. But with my many years of working with using incense, I was able to get the true meaning, the true purpose of using incense. Let me show you this incense. There is particular incense. Now, when you come to my country, it has been hard for you to get it again. This incense, Nana Lord Krishna Puja, Tenzu 6. This incense is very good incense when you want to hear the voice of the entity. If you have to have the audience to hear the voice of the entity. Yeah. That was a common incense. You can find it at any store, but now I don't know if it's out of stock. It's not available anymore. So now I do use this incense to able to hear the voice of the spirits. The first spirit I tried in incense with is called Agares from the Gosha, Lesser Key of Solomon, and it worked fine. The second spirit I did with this incense was Samaya work, and I hear the voice of Samaya. It was my second time I was able to hear the voice of the spirit, the entity, with the aid of this incense. So this incense serves as a tool, that you can help you to be able to hear the voice of the entities. But incense have bad effect. Yeah. Let me tell you the reason why I stopped using incense. Incense have a bad effect. When you use incense for many years, for a long time, you start get a disease. I don't know how to call it. You start sneezing. I sneeze for many years. I can sneeze continuously. Later I found out, because of the incense I'm using, because the modern day incense, they are not using the plant we used to make incense. They are using chemicals and artificial chemicals to make incense. So when you keep using the incense, you get ill. That is one effect of the using of incense. So I fall sick. I always sneezing. I've tried to find out the reason why. I went to hospital for solution, but it not avail. So I tried to find out the reason, and then I later find out that it's because of the use of incense. That is why I'm having this problem. So what should I do? I have to stop using the incense, because using this incense and it gives me problem. Why should I continue to use the incense? I hope you are getting me. In every instance of its purpose of helping you in spiritual work. If you don't know or use a particular brand of incense, it can make even your spirit you are calling not to come. It will hinder the spirit to manifest before you, or to aid you. Let me show you this incense. It comes to time. The first instance I showed to you when late 2020. Now it's very hard to get that incense. Okay, that particular nana incense is good for spiritual, for hearing the voice of the spirit. So this particular incense came to market here in our town, and I start using it. When I started using it, every work I did with this incense was unsuccessful. Why? Because now this incense is used for only banishing, but it cannot attract, it banish. So when I'm using it for the spirit rather run away from me. Now magician without spirit is not magician. Every spiritualist, for you to say you are spiritualist, it's because of the aid of the spirits. That's why you are a spiritualist. So if all the spirits have run away from you, how can you call yourself spiritualist? No, you cannot be a spiritualist. So this incense rather drive the spirits away. And the first incense I showed to you, make the spirits come to your aid. You see, and I have particular incense. That incense, it was made locally by some people. I used to contact them for many years. Those people say, oh, you make new one, you make new one, you make new one. They always giving me a promise. So I stopped calling them. That incense also have a power to open your clairvoyance to see spirits. I first met the incense and I worked with a spirit called Tibila. When I called Tibila, I was able to see Tibila every time I called Tibila. I didn't know that because of that incense. When the incense finished, I couldn't able to see Tibila anymore. But when I was using that incense, I see Tibila, but I cannot talk to Tibila. When Tibila talk, I cannot hear. But the first incense I showed to the 991, when the spirit speaks, you can hear, but you cannot see the spirit. So incense have many functions, and each and every one have its own function. We cannot just go and buy any incense and work with spirits. No. I hope you are getting me. So with my method, you don't need the incense. With incense or without incense, still the entity will grant your wish. If you want to see the entity, you can see the entity with the simple method I am teaching you now. So if with that simple method you can see the entity without the incense, with that simple you can hear the entity without the incense, then why should I continue to waste my money? Why should I continue to use the incense and make me sick? So what I want you to understand is that don't think that you are getting success because of the incense you are being using. No. The power that grants you success is within you. The magic, the power is within you. You just awake it and you didn't know. I have one of my senior students. Recently, that senior student, things are not going well for him. But for my side, I see him to be someone whose mind has been polluted by the old teachings. The old teaching, I mean, some old teachings, they believe that with spirits, you can do everything without following the rules and regulation in this world and divine law, without following the divine law. Let's say I can have $1 million since I am a magician. That's how I see that old student of mine. So it seems things are not going well for him. He recently said, okay, with your method, I can talk to spirits. If I want to see them, I request them, they reveal themselves to me. I can speak to them, they speak back, but things are not working for me. So I'm going back to my old method. So you go back to the candle incense method. Still, his request, his wish didn't granted. Why? Because it wasn't the incense or the candle that is making the tricks. No, it is how you understand the spirit word, how you understand how the spirits behave, how you understand the work you are doing. Yeah, if you fully understand everything, things are going to work well for you. I've been telling people, I've been telling them that you create your own channel to get money than relying on people to give you spiritual work to do. So from my side, I don't do spiritual work. A lot of people are asking to do this. I don't do for them. Why? Because those people are asking to do spiritual work. They don't understand spirituality. They don't understand spirituality, but they will rather said they will rather, when let me give you one example. When you work with a spirit, not every work spirit can do. No, not everywhere, because there is rules and regulation in this world. So they too are also governed by the rules and regulations. They are governed by the law. So when you are working with spirits and the spirits are governed by the law, they told you that this work, this and that work you cannot do. So just let it go. When you tell the person what the spirit have told you, the person will take you as a scammer. You didn't help him or her, so you take you as a scammer and start spreading your name to people that, oh, you are a scammer, you have squandered his money, because you are going to charge the person and get your money, then use the money to also to buy some items you will need to do the work. When you do the work, in the middle of the work, the entity will tell you that, oh, this work, the person should let it go. They can't grant it because it's against or it violates the law. When you tell the person will say, oh, you have scammed him or her, so you start spreading your name on internet that you are a scammer. Because of that, if even someone came to me and said, I have do work with this, I do this work, I do the work with this, I pay this to this, but I didn't get the results, I stopped chatting with that person, because the person will do the same thing to you, because what he is being looking for, that thing is not, we cannot use spirituality or magic to do. It's a work he have to do it by his own might, his own power. I hope you are getting me. So in conclusion, if you are to follow my method, please, we don't need the incense. The incense, yes, you have particular incense, you can use those incense for to conjure spirits, so that you can hear their voice. Some incense it can help you to see the spirits. Some incense can help you to hear the voice of the spirits. Some incense also will drive the spirits away from you, like the two incense I am showing to you. I showed to you right just now. It has its own function, but if you are using my method, you don't need it, because with my method, by the time I finish it and you start working on it, you are going to see the spirit, you are going to hear the spirit by your request. It will be by your request. I hope you are getting me. So please, let's stop wasting money on occult paraphernalia in spirit calling. I mean spirit calling only. Don't waste money on incense, on spirit calling, because with simple method I am teaching you right now, you can work with the spirits without the incense, without the incense, and they are going to hear your voice. You two are going to hear their voice. You're going to get information from them. Please, I will draw the curtains down here, but don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more. We are almost getting there. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have any question, kindly send it through our comment section or through the number on the screen. If you have any dream or want interpretation, please send it through the number on the screen. Some people, when they send me a dream, I didn't reply. Maybe I forgot. You have to remind me again, because I have a lot of things on me, so I sometimes forget some. I hope you are getting me. And share our YouTube channel for people to hear about us. Like it. You draw the curtains down here. Wassalam. Peace. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.